What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol NNVC for NanoViricides. There was a positive catalyst out there, so be aware of that. On the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. So on that catalyst, there was, of course, a pop and an increase in volume, but looking back through this one's history, what you'll notice is it doesn't really seem to do much, right? This is really just sideways action in here when the volume is non-existent. So keep an eye on volume. If it does taper back off, I would expect this to come back down into range and just go sideways right around that $4.50 mark. But if volume can remain elevated, if people can continue to be excited about this and kind of keep momentum around here, then that's where there's potential for opportunity here. So volume, that will be a key driver. Let's start this one off by mapping out obvious areas of support and resistance from the daily perspective for a roadmap per se. Then we'll drill down to the intraday 30-minute talk about today's activity. So first of all, obviously a gap up, right? So underneath today's low at $4.71 fills the gap back down towards $4.14. What else are we seeing? This shelf of prior resistance. Let's see if that marries up with anything intraday. Obviously the high of today's session will be important, and not really seeing too much else. I'd rather look intraday instead of trying to gauge from these wicks here. So that's a quick roadmap, again, from the daily perspective. Now, taking a look at the 30-minute, obviously on the 30, you're not going to really see what's going on in this lower wick here, but I would just treat this as a zone. Anything underneath $4.90 down to about that $4.71, that's kind of where you want to be extremely careful because, again, if that breaks, it's likely we fill the gap back down towards that $4.14 mark. But given that we've had expansion of range, what we always like to do is take out the fibs, go from low of the move all the way on up to the high, and just see how are we respecting the levels, right? So firstly, we can see that we did violate the 38.2 with some serious momentum to the downside, right? So that's not a good thing. How do we do with the 50? Broke right through it, but we did hold the 61.8, which, as you know, is the line in the sand whenever it comes to Fibonacci retracement. So what we're going to do is go off of structure and that 61.8 and just throw a regular level on there, something like that. Also, the 38.2 acted as resistance here, so we'll put that one on and kind of leave the 50 off for now, but that's going to give us some tradable levels into the remainder of the week. So best case scenario is that by the time the bell comes around tomorrow morning, we open back above this 665, we consolidate somewhere up here, break high of day from today, of course, and then continue on up for a momentum play. That's best case scenario. Second best scenario would be consolidation here. Then you're looking for a breakout up and over 665, that 38.2, and resistance from here to get us back into the high of day from today at $7.86, right? That's scenario number two. And if we break down underneath instead, right, do something like that, you're probably sitting still, waiting, being patient, and seeing what the reaction is down here. Again, being very careful, noting that if it breaks, obviously we talked about the gap fill, but if you start to see anything like a hammer candle print, anything like indecision dojis start to print, basically anything that makes you question, right, is this pullback coming to an end? Can we flip long over the highs? And then, only then, looking for a quick dead cat bounce, probably back up to 6, the round number with a stop underneath the low of whatever candle structure would print there, if that's the scenario that pans out here. So those are the levels and scenarios I'd really keep an eye on here inside of NNVC. Obviously, volume is going to be the main driver, but if it does dry up, that's what I was getting at there, then again, probably avoid and just don't really get involved here until there's another catalyst that could potentially put momentum back on the charts here for NNVC. So if you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, certainly let me know down below in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.